Good morning. Good morning. Early to the party. Come on in. It's 5 to 10. Grab a front seat. Windy and overcast today, but very nice actually. Cool. Come on in. Welcome to the SHAC. Don't tell me I'm on my own. Is anybody there? I'm waiting. You must be there. I know you're there. Don't tell me you've all abandoned me. Here she is. As soon as you see yeah, thank you. Ready to celebrate. I've eaten my biscuits while I was waiting. I'm waiting for Dave to come home and bring me a cake. He said he'd get one. Only one little one, Dave. Happy 100th hour. I know. How amazing is that, hey? Happy 100th hour. Crazy, isn't it? 100 hours. Who'd have said back in March that we would be here for 100 hours together? That's mad, isn't it? Yeah, I know. Think about that. 100 hours. That is the equivalent of 20 weeks. That's 5 months. 5 months, every day, Monday to Friday, we've been hanging out. When did you start? When did you join the SHAC? When did you begin? I was here right from the start. I've been here every day. What about you? Hey, can you hear that wind? Woohoo! Come on in. Come on in. I've got my favourite shirt on. Bit gapey. It's all right though. Favourite shirt. Favourite lippy. Favourite cup. That's how I celebrate, you see. I surround myself with my favourite things. My favourite things. Favourite pen. Josie. She made it for me. Check it out. It's got my name on it. Oh no, I haven't set the cameras. I just realised. And that's why we get in early. I'm slowing down. Oh, not bad. Let's have a look if this camera's on. This is why we do this. Yes. Right, so that one's on. Okay. You have a look at the pen. Hang on. I'll put the pen like that. Look, Barbara. Isn't that beautiful? And in the meantime, I'll sort out the second camera. Oh, Barbara. Bad. There you go. Camera number 2. Here we are. And then we have to come in because you can't see anything at that distance. There we are. Cool. Camera number 1. Bonjour. Camera number 2. Hello. Camera number 3. Hola. And this is what I wanted to show you. See, it says Barbara. Isn't that fabulous? Josie made it for me. And I use it every single day, Josie. Yes, I do. Come on in. Good morning. Good morning. 100 hours. I know we're celebrating. And I'm surrounded by my favourite things. Raindrops on roses. I'm going to start. I've been humming it all day. Do you remember? Raindrops on roses. And whiskers on kittens. I know, those are the days. Julie Andrews, eh? Yeah, great song. Great song. Good morning, come on in. Ros Watts, I've been here from the start, I know. Sheila Bradley, not missed one of them, I know. Isn't that great? You know, that's quite an achievement on your part too. I mean, it's an achievement on my part for discipline, you know. Stick to the plan. But for you too, this is massive, you know. Every single day, one day at a time, for 5 months now, Monday to Friday, we've been here, haven't we? How about that? What's the time? Where's me? Steve Ellen, it's 10 o'clock, good morning and welcome to the 100th hour in the SHAC. 100. Outstanding, that is. And Steve, lovely Steve Ellen's in the building with you. So if you've got any questions, if you need him to direct you anywhere, then he's your man. And I thought, has the telegram arrived from the Queen, Ken? Ken Kilminster, one of my favourite people in the world. What a smashing fella. Yeah, you know, and it's been a real opportunity. Whilst when we started this, it was, you know, quite a frightening, wasn't it? Very fearful we were at that point because we didn't know what was going on, did we? And who'd have thought that 5 months later, we really are still none the wiser, are we? But you know what? The good news is you're still here and I'm still here. We're still safe. We're doing what's suggested. I guess that's why, you know. And we are of an age, I think I can speak for a lot of us, we are of an age where we have to kind of be sensible, don't we? You know, look after each other and look after ourselves. So yeah, fabulous, isn't it? And I was thinking, I wonder where, I wish Dave would turn up with my, I'm going to drink all my tea and then he'll come back, he'll come with my cake. I know he will. He wouldn't make me sit here with no cake on our 100th hour. Okay, so I was thinking that we could have a look, just a little recap before we start with the snowflakes. How about we look at where we've been? You know, come on in, grab a seat. Welcome to the SHAC. Safe, happy and creative. Stay home and craft. And so this is where we're going to go again, aren't we? Because we're into our snowflakes. But I was thinking, do you know, indulge us. Let's have a look at where we were 5 months ago. Do you remember? And the thing about this is, look, what's amazing, this will take you straight back to how you felt. Do you remember? We were really not in a good space at this point because we really did not know. I remember my daughter Grace most because she was terrified, and I can remember she couldn't even focus on this was what kept her going for the first fortnight, just drawing little birds and lines and squares and borders, you know. Let's have a look. Then we did the tree. I won't go too slow, otherwise we'll be here all day just doing this. But it's worth having a look, isn't it? Look. And then, do you remember this fella with the little rabbits? This too shall pass. Yeah. Gosh. And then that. Just trying, weren't we? Look at where we started. Hey? Look at where we started. Do you remember this one? Let the sun shine in. Yeah, the flowers. Started moving into flowers, didn't we? I'm having a hot flush here. Happy. 3rd of April, that was. 3rd of April. Yeah. Must have stuck with that one. Oh no, 3rd, 4th, 5th was a weekend. That was a Friday. There we go. And then we did the birds. Do you remember? Side-on birds. Do you know what? I'm just going to open the... If you don't mind, I'm just going to open the window. I'm having one of my personal summers again. It might get a little bit... It may get a little bit windy in here, so to speak. Yeah, it's a bit, isn't it? Do you reckon that's too loud? Oh, breeze. That'll be all right. There we go. You can't really hear it too much, can you? Right, let's have a look. You ready for this? I think this is a great idea. Oh, do you remember that we made these into stamps? Oh, look who's here. Look who's here with me cake. Hello, Mr. Rowe. I've just had to open the window because it suddenly got really hot in here. Good morning. Did you get me cake? Did you? Come on in. Oh, look. Oh. Let me move my pencils. Do you know my other half, my better half, Dave? Oh. Come on in.
Here we are. Let's put that
Thank
down.
you. Turn your phone off, darling. Come and join us for... Such a...
You like it?
I love it. Oh, you are such a comedian. Do you know that music? What was it?
Fanfare for the Common Man.
Fanfare for the Common Man.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Do you remember when we went to Mark's graduation?
I do indeed. Yes, that was quite.
You made me cry. It was so amazing, and they played that at his graduation.
They
I mean,
did.
the Americans know how to do it in style, don't they?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Cool.
Well
You
done.
know how to get to me. Is this my cake? Where's yours?
I've had mine. Yeah, I couldn't wait.
Have you?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
There you go. Chin chin.
This is Dave.
Good morning. Welcome. Cheers. 100 programs, eh?
100, yeah. Fanfare for the common man makes me cry every time. Well done, Dave.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Very good, anyway.
Yeah, 100. How did you get on at work today? Have you been already?
I've already been, yeah. It was an early start. Yes, we're printing now, so we're trying a new venture, aren't we?
Yes. Yeah, you don't know about this. But Dave built this amazing print room during lockdown, you know. It's been pretty spectacular.
It's nearly built. Anyway.
But we're already working in it now.
Yeah.
In fact, in a couple of weeks' time, this is a big cheese, isn't it? In a couple of weeks' time, we're celebrating our 27th birthday on Hochanda.
Indeed, yeah.
And so we've been really busy printing things. We're trying something. I think you'll really love it.
Yes, watch this space, as they say.
Yeah. So it's been quite a learning curve, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, steep.
I think the thing is as well, what we found is during lockdown, I mean, all this is about lockdown, and what we really found was... Can you hear Dave all right? Because he's using my microphone.
I'm using her microphone.
I could get closer.
No, you're all right.
Okay. Social distancing.
But what we found, and we were just talking about it yesterday, because of lockdown, so many companies are working with a skeleton crew, or they're working with, you know, or there are so many links in the chain, right, for a manufacturer.
Yeah.
It goes wrong on a daily basis, doesn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately it does, yes. But we've become pretty self-sufficient.
I think that's
we
it.
learn quickly.
Yeah.
And, you just learn to adapt.
You have to, don't you?
Yeah, and we're doing it. So,
you know, as manufacturers, we've really had to think on our feet with this.
yeah, and I enjoy that part of it anyway. There's nothing like a challenge, is there?
No.
I'm going to love you and leave you.
Well, thank you very much.
Enjoy
Thank you
your
for the cake.
Yeah.
There you go. It's the first time I've had a visitor in the SHAC.
It is.
Apart from all you good people every
so
single
far.
day.
But again, watch this space. There's lots of things coming up this year. So
And what do you think about the SHAC?
I think it's amazing, really. It's brought a whole community of like-minded people together, and we're safe. You know, we're still very aware of the virus and what's going on. You've only got to look around the rest of the world and see that we need to look after one another, and that's what you're doing.
There you go.
Bye. Have a good morning.
Thank you, David.
It's all right. Is that in the way there?
No, not at all.
Right.
No, I'll keep my tea though. I've got coffee and tea on the go here.
You love it.
I do. Thank you,
Bye.
Dave. Thank you. Bye. Oh. Yeah. You see, the thing is, teamwork, isn't it? It is. Right, come on. It's all about teamwork. Let me show you the book, right, while we carry on. This is the book that I write my notes in every single day for the SHAC. There you go. That was a Prezi. That was a Prezi from you. Thank you. Right, Cork, can you hear that wind blowing? Fabulous. Right, let me just regroup for a minute. Okay. Good man. Right, so that was the one we turned into. We made stamps out of that one. This one, this is great, the house that Jack built. Do you remember? Well, you really got into this. And check it out, that was only the 9th and 10th of April. Isn't that mad? Then we did that love. Do you remember that one? I still see this coming up on Clarity Worldwide a lot. And then this one, you really enjoyed the photo corner. I mean, they're just little harmless doodles, aren't they? But so useful, really. I've seen your work just improve and grow, and it's just been fabulous. Do you remember this? This was only on the telly the other week, because I think this is a groovy plate, isn't it? And stamps and all sorts. And we get that lovely frame. We're getting quite ambitious by this point, aren't we? And do you remember that? That was a breakthrough, wasn't it? This is when we really cool. I remember the geisha because that's when we started travelling, and we packed our suitcases. We got our passports, didn't we? And then we started travelling. This is when we got the old Vanderlust, didn't we? We said we'd had enough of hanging out in the shed, and we shot off. We started a real fantasy trip, didn't we? And then where did we go after that? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, that freaked you out. That was a bit trippy. Some that one, wasn't it? And then we went to New Mexico. That was an enjoyable trip. Excuse me, sorry. Cool, I am a soppy sausage. Right. That was a very enjoyable trip, wasn't it? I really enjoyed New Mexico. That was fascinating. Ah. Casa Llama. Do you remember the Africans? We really got it. Look at the artwork that we got created. Did you do this as well? Did you do this with us? Hey? And then if my filing is right, then we went to Holland, didn't we? So we went to Africa and we came home, and then we went to Holland on our travels. And where did we go after that then? Oh yes. Aloha. Do you remember? Do you remember those girls? Cool, we did have a laugh with them. That was a brilliant one, with the bamboo and always these gorgeous frames. That was a really nice one, wasn't it? And then where did we go? Oh, I think this was maybe my favourite. I'm not sure. Do you remember when we went in the woods? If you go down to the woods today, we decided after Hawaii. That was quite a trip, wasn't it? You know, it took us 2 days to get there. So we decided to settle down and just stay in the woods. That came. Remember that lovely fern? Oh. And then we went under the sea, didn't we? I like that one with the shells. Do you remember the? God, it seems like ages ago. The sand dollars. Do you remember the sand dollars? God, blimey. It's amazing, isn't it? You think how, I mean, those when we went to Africa, and that was a long way to go, so we went for a whole week, didn't we? And then we went for a whole week to New Mexico, and that's how, in the beginning when we started, we were doing like a doodle a day, something different, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then as we got more confident, as our confidence built, we started spending longer on projects, didn't we? And this week we're on our Snowflakes, but I really, you know, I think it's good to look back and say, crikey, look what we've accomplished together, you know. And then, of course, filtered in after a while, we started on the colouring postcards, didn't we? And look at what we did in the colouring postcards. Do you remember the nuthatches? I saw somebody did a beautiful card on Clarity Worldwide yesterday. Just gorgeous, with the nuthatch postcard again. Then the cockerels, with the dotty cockerels. Then we did the mandarins, didn't we? Yep. Oh, do you remember Dee? She gave us that beautiful sample, and we worked towards it with the hummingbirds. I really, really enjoyed the owls, and I think you did too. Do you remember when we got right into the eyes? That was the job. And then we got out the watercolour, didn't we? And we started combining with the parakeets. And then this week we finished the blue tits. So isn't it amazing how we just keep going? We just keep going, don't we? That's what we do, you know. And we've done all that together. All that together. And if you haven't been with us since the beginning, all that is captured on YouTube, and it's all there. In fact, Steve Ellen, if you're not sure where to look for it, ask Steve. He'll be able to tell you, won't you, Steve? He knows. Right. Okay. What am I drinking? Tea or coffee? What do you prefer, tea or coffee? I think I like tea better, as tastes go. Yeah, I'm a tea drinker. Somebody Jane Telford did her hair, so she'd be perfect for the 100th SHAC. I spent an hour deciding what top to wear. And then I thought, I'm going for my favourite one. I'll go for my favourite one. It's an old one, but I like it a lot. It reminds me of Leone. And that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. I love Leone. For those of you who don't know, Leone, apart from being a darling friend of mine, is also an extremely talented presenter on her channel. And we go back a long way. She's a smashing, lovely, beautiful woman. Good energy. Magical energy. Okay. Now, what else did I want to talk to you about? All right, so before we start, it does, you know, if we don't do loads of doodling today, you will forgive me, won't you? You can always tune in on Monday and we'll go back to the grindstone. We will do something today. I want to show you. But I also, on my blog, barbaragrayblog.com, I'm going to, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to blog a little competition because I want to do some giveaways. You know, let's celebrate. And I want to do some giveaways. And but I can only give away things to people if I know they're there. Okay, so it's a lot easier to capture the names on my blog, and then we can get some random winners going. So we'll give away postcards, we'll give away pergoliners, we'll give away. I'll rustle some lovely giveaways up for you. And so if you do, give us an hour to get it sorted, and then go to my blog, barbaragrayblog.com. Steve will give you the link. I haven't had a chance to write it yet. I was too busy singing my favourite things. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you, when you think about the one thing that really was great, it came early. I was thinking about the SHAC. And we're always using these stickers, aren't we? Stickers, 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 stickers. I love them. And they're quite uplifting. And this particular set, it's been a real lifesaver for me. You know, keep calm and carry on. You're a work of art. There's only one of you. These lovely stickers have been a real... I really like them. I like them. They make me think, and they're a lot of my kind of barbarisms, if you like, what I say all the time. Well, I thought I'd put together another set. Okay? And this arrived 2 days ago. I wasn't expecting it back so quickly. Like I said when I was talking to Dave, you know, we've got used now to expecting things to take a little bit longer, just because everybody's working. You know, every factory, every supplier, the sticker printers, you know, they need the material, they need this, they need that, they need the person to be in the building. Everything is a knock-on effect all the way through production, all the way through manufacture. And everybody just has to slow it down, you know. And I was so excited when these arrived, because when I composed this collection, I did it with the SHAC in mind. Look. Safe, happy and creative. This is exactly what I wanted to kind of get across in this one. It's like, what's the SHAC done for us? I just dropped all my snowflakes on the floor. Hang on, I don't want to tread on them though. What does the SHAC kind of, you know, our community here, what does it mean for you? And you can see doodled with love, you inspire me. You know, it's this kind of keep calm and carry on, always look on the bright side. These stickers, we put them on the website today at a great price, and you won't often hear me talk about selling. This is not what we're about here. But when I look at these, right, let me look here, look. You get 2 sheets of black and 2 sheets of white of one load of great uplifting affirmations, and then you get 2 and 2 of a different one. So for example, here we go, look, safe, because when I put them together, when I collated these and came up with them, I was thinking about you all the way through it, and I was thinking, you did it. You know, what an amazing achievement, what a legend. You inspire me, brilliant, enjoy today, epic, all will be well again. You know, there are loads and loads. Be the artist that you are such a comfort. It hurt because it mattered. Away to the woods, follow your heart. You've got a friend, let's get together. Let me help. We are here for you. The best is yet to come. Well done. What a tonic you are. They're good, aren't they? And I think, right, here's one. God bless the NHS. There you go. Stay close, keep in touch. These are so good, right? Because they completely embody what we're trying to achieve. Hang on, give me a minute. I'll be all right. It's just I get overwhelmed. Just read them for a minute while I'm catching my breath. Be all right. There you go. All will be well again. It will. You just got to keep the faith. Sunny side up. I remember when I'm working with Leonie and she drops an ink pad on the floor, she always goes, "Oh, jam side up." Jam side up, jam side down. Oh no. She's great. Right. I was thinking anyway that these stickers would be brilliant. You know, you can stick them on your art, you can stick them on your mirror, you can put them on your window, put them where, if you know, just put it where you want to read it. You know, put it where you want to read it. It's not just for art, it's for your soul. You know, if you're not sure, put that on your mirror. You are a beautiful person. You know, they're great, they're lovely. And I was so chuffed when they turned up. I wasn't expecting them for at least another month, and that's the truth. And I'm just really glad that they got here. It's like, oh, that's perfect then, because we can talk about them in the 100th hour. They're good, aren't they? Right, there you go. Doodled by me for you. Okay. Yeah, feel good factor. And that's the bottom line, you know. We have to feel good, you know. It's what I've been saying all along. You can't control this, but you can control this. Boom. And now, I think, shall I eat my cake or shall I wait? I don't know if I can talk and cry and eat my cake and doodle all at the same time. Have you had your cake? I've lost £7. Boom. I tell you what, I don't know if I could have got this shirt on if I hadn't. Right. Are we ready to crack? Oh, these are filthy. Are we ready to crack on? I wanted to get back to some doodling. Are you up for that? Happy 100th SHAC. We'll celebrate all day. And before I forget, because just in case I do forget, I want to thank a few people. I know it sounds like the Oscars, doesn't it? I want to thank a few people for helping me. I sit on my jack here, but actually I've got a team behind me helping me all the time. Steve Ellen, Jim, I know he's listening, Lucy, always helping me, helps me convert the doodles into beautiful artwork. Stuart, brilliant, does all the e-shots, the downloads, all that stuff. So you see, I've got this great talented team of people helping me. I just sit here and perform, but they've always got my back. Okay, so I'd like to thank Jim, Lucy, Steve Ellen, Stuart, who have I forgotten? Jim, Lucy, Steve Ellen, Stuart, Steve, of course, Steve, and you. Because it's you that makes it worthwhile for me. It's you that gives me a reason. Right. Let's have a look where we were and what we're going to do now. Let's have a quick recap, shall we? Right. I think this is the best part of it. You don't need loads of stash. Right, I know. I know. Sometimes I think, oh, am I going down the right road here with the business? And then I think, yes, do you know what? There's a big voice that says above my head, yes, you are. All you need is a pencil. Did you get our downloads yet? If you haven't, talk to Steve Ellen. He'll get them sent today for you. Because next week we're going, if you're new to this and you're thinking, what is going on here? Look at her. We need these. We need these. And we'll send them to you. If you can't print them off, just don't put your email address on public Facebook. Just send it to Steve Ellen. And his email address is Stephen with a V, Stephen@claritystamp.com. Stephen@claritystamp.com. And if you send him your address, we'll get these 4 printed out and sent to you today. You'll have them by Monday, and then you can join in with the rest of the week, because we're sticking with these all week. I think there's so much mileage. See, so this week we learned how to do stars using the hexagon, and then we learned how to elongate our stars. Do you remember? Having a little recap here. Trying to collect my thoughts. Excuse me. Right, so then we elongated it, and the idea was that down the road, i.e. next week, do you remember those amazing, my German Oma had them, those amazing baubles that they dipped in, Deutsch, very German, and we want to create that illusion. So we learnt how to do that. Don't lose that. Because the other thing with these is, okay, that you can turn them just by putting, look, just so simple, right? If you just put a little ring like that at the top, and then you can hook it onto any piece of card, you could do 3 of these, different sizes, because of course you can do different sizes. I'm just thinking through cards, right? You could do 3. That one, a smaller one, and maybe a slightly larger one. And you could hang them from the top of a card, like that. And then you could take one of our stickers, or you could even write, I bet your writing's nice now, you could write Happy Christmas or Peace on Earth, you know, with a little bit of shading. You don't need loads of stash to make a beautiful piece of artwork. So we learned how to do that one, didn't we? And then just hold that thought. There's a pretty little one, right? I liked the little one. Handy, that one is. I took it out of the middle of that one, see? Very easy to do with the hexagons, isn't it? Right, recap. Then we did this as well. Now, these ones, they were made on these wheels, weren't they? Like that, see? That's why we got these in. We'll use these more next week. You see? Look, brilliant for making suns and celestials and cogs. Perfect. And then yesterday we got on to snowflakes, didn't we? I'll take that one out of the way, excuse me. We started on the snowflakes. And that's where I wanted to head today. I want to show you, what's the time? 1:30. We can do this easily. What we want to do first, we've done the snow, I've just recapped, let's just recap the snowflakes. Were you all here yesterday? You can always look it up. But remember, if you look it up, remember how we used the lines to make the little legs equidistant? Look it up tomorrow. From yesterday, and then I suggested that you make perhaps a smaller one, and obviously the smaller ones on the tracing paper you just use less of the nests, just go smaller. So here, for example, interestingly enough, what I did on this one, I went much smaller but squatter. You see how I made the legs actually wider than there. So if you look here, for example, you'll see there are my 6 points, but instead of, and this is just in case you're not sure how I made the legs wider. On this one, let me just recap this. On this one, I went 2 to the next one and every other one, you see? And so that gave me, when I travelled back up along this line, that gave me that angle, do you see? And it gave me that much. Now, if I'd gone 3 to there, like not 2 but 3, let me just get it in place for you so you understand what I'm doing. Then, let me just get it right. Right, so say that's 1, 2, 3 down, then when I take this line again, do you remember yesterday I was using this line to draw up? Now watch, when I come like that and I go to this line here, see, it's a lot longer. It's longer because it's got further to travel to get back to that hexagon. And that's what I did on the small one, which is a little bit of a contradiction in terms. You think smaller, you want to go tighter and tighter and tighter, but actually it looks really nice when you go wider on the small one, you see? So if we look at this, if you look at this, you'll see from the tip now, here, I went 1, 2, 3. So then this bit is that much longer than if I'd only gone to 2. And that's it. So if I'd gone to 4, it'd be longer, 5 even longer. You see? So just to explain how you get these legs to be longer. Is that okay? Does that make sense? And one of the things about the snowflakes, and this is what we want to do today, what we're doing, if you like, is the skeleton of the snowflake, like the inside, right? So we're doing the skeleton of the snowflake. But a snowflake isn't lines like that. It's snow frozen, isn't it? So it's fatter than a line, and so what we're going to do is we're going to draw a mantle around it, a really delicate mantle, yeah, like a coat, if you like, just a layer around the outside. And the skeletons that we're constructing using our templates, that's exactly what they are. We're not going to use those. I mean, you could if you want to, but I mean, it's a different graphic, isn't it? It's a really geometric graphic, but we're going to soften that up. And I'll show you what I mean. If hang on a minute. Here it is, my HB. If, for example, I'll come in on one of the ones that I've just done, and I'll explain. Let me find one so that you get what I'm talking about when I speak about my mantle or my coat on the snowflake. Yeah, there's one that I've already done. Have a look. If I come in on this camera, you should see, have a look there, let it come up, let it focus. Right, you see how I've gone round the outside really gently. So I'm putting like a coat on the outside. And when I translate this to artwork, like when I flip this over, do you remember, to transfer this, I'm not going to use the inside skeleton. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Right, so that's all the talking done. Now let's have a look at an actual, I think what I want to do is put a coat on one. Have you got a skeleton one? Have you got one? Let's just try it. I think rather than rattle through this, let's see if you get what I mean. Take another bit of tracing paper, okay, so that you can see what it looks like without the skeleton inside it. Take another bit of tracing paper and take one of your snowflakes. Any one you fancy. I'm going to go with the large one, just 'cause it's easier for you to see. God, that cake's calling out to me. I haven't had cake for ages now. That's how I'm losing weight. No cake, no biscuits, no bread. Right. So what we're going to do here, we're going to create a mantle, like a layer over the top, right? Just along here. This has kind of got its own mantle, but we'll check it out, because what I want to do is join all this up. So you'll see in a minute how it works. So if we start up here, right? Let me come in a bit tighter, shall I? Is this going to work? In we go. Yeah. Is that okay? Is that fuzzy, or is that my eyes? No, it's fine. Right. How are you? That's all right, I'm back on track now. Everything all right? Have you enjoyed your cake? It's quite a cool group, really, isn't it? I think so too. Come on, let's get on with it. I'm going to sharpen my pencil though. And I'm working, let's just test this. So you want to do it, and when you do it, oh, it's so lovely. Right, ready? Okay, so what we're going to do now is, what glasses have I got on? Let me try these ones. That's better. Okay. So we'll come round like this, just come round like so, and then I'm going to really gently, I'm going to make like a little wall. Now don't forget what we're doing here. We're using an HB pencil and a bit of tracing paper, but now when you get to there, just stop a minute, come back up the top, because what we want to do when we do this, you see this all right? When you do this, right, it's all going to be, there aren't lines cutting across. So for example, here, when you get to here, you can use this diamond, if you like, this star in the middle, but it's going to be part of the outer mantle. So now, for example, see there's a break here. Let me show you what I mean. So when I lift this up, it doesn't go cut across, it's not underneath or anything, it's all part of the whole thing. So it all will become part of the structure. Do you see what I mean? So here, for example, if I concentrate on this little bit here, is that a bit, see if you can see it better here. So there's a gap here. Let me just stay on this particular leg here. And then on the inside here, right, I'm going to come in like that. But again, but you'll see what I mean. Then you'll come in here. Then when you get to this star, you're gonna, so now this becomes, you see, like that. So it all becomes part of a great big thing. This is like creating a stencil, like it's all joined up together. You can't have bits falling out of a snowflake, if you see what I'm getting at. So this is a real good way to get the. See, so as you travel round, it's all part of the same thing. This is very, very therapeutic. This is the sort of artwork in the SHAC that really hits the spot for me. See? Let's just do this. Yeah. I also, I mustn't forget to tell you that at 12 o'clock there's another groovy download created by lovely Hazel Edwards for you, for your pleasure. And so if you're into parchment, that's going to be a good stopping place for you. Hazel does that every single Friday for you. And I know you can really build your parching skills with it. It's great. So many thanks to Hazel. See, that's another kind of a leg of the SHAC really, isn't it? Safe, happy and creative. She stepped straight up to the plate, said, right, I can draw, I can do simple doodle, simple groovy projects for everyone. I can do crosswords, she said. So we've had some lovely crosswords from Hazel. You know, brilliant. So many thanks to Hazel for her help over the last 5 months. And then we've got Linda Williams. Do you know what I was just thinking? I've just had a thought. See? Linda Williams, another very dear friend of mine. Best mate. She's brilliant. As soon as this all kicked off, she just rang me and said, right, what do you need me to do? And she does an amazing thing too for parchers who want to get into needlework, multi-needlework, you know, the real parching. Every single Tuesday, I mean, there's so much work. Her and Lynn Jackson, it's really epic what they do. Every Tuesday there's a tool focus, and they take one of the multi-needle tools from Pergamano. See, to a lot of you this will be Chinese, you don't know what I'm talking about, but to people to those of you who are getting into parchment, you'll be wanting to know, well, what's the point of all these needles? Why have I bought all these tools with all these needles? You see how it's... Look. Let's just finish it and then we'll look at it. So you're going round and it's one layer, the whole thing. And you're just using your skeleton, you see. Be lovely when it's done, you watch. Make a great stencil, this would. There you go, you're all stencil designers now. Amazing. Yeah, so every single week, Linda provides us with a project and a guide and samplers, and shows us how to use, you know, how to use these tools, because I don't know. It's really fascinating. Now, what am I doing here? There we are. See how it's all joined? So we're going to come up there. So there's see that one there? It is, the reason that I'm being pedantic at this level is this is only penciled. Remember, we pen this afterwards, don't we? We go back over the top with our black micron pens, and it really, it will make so much difference to you if you've got the pencil work right. You're going to really enjoy this. You wait till you see so this one comes off the back of that one. It's a logical process, but you have to almost, yeah. Sometimes you just got to knock out the joins to understand it. That'll work. And it doesn't all have to be perfectly symmetrical either. That's my thought on it, is it looks really beautiful when it looks hand drawn as well. There. What's the time? 1:45 already. Oh, it's been an emotional Friday morning. But I want you to get this. I want you to grasp how the coat works, the mantle. And you have to do it on a second layer, really, to understand that the skeleton, the bit that we construct off the back of that, is not what we're using. We're just using that as a guide now. See? So that means if you look from the top, then you'll see, and you can make this as, you can make it jiggly like a proper icicle cluster, you know, make it all delicate like that. And as you travel into the centre, you see even this now. Now this is interesting. I've done everything on there to the best of my ability now. I've joined everything up. Now the middle bit, if I wanted to, I could carry on with the star and make a star in the middle, or what I could do, now let's see if this works. I'm going to make diamonds like that. So I'll do that diamond, and I'm going to, see? What about, I wonder what this will look like. If we just do this, let's get these diamonds in first. It's easier to put them in place first. It's like cheeses. Now, that looks rather pretty, doesn't it? Like that. So those bits would fall out. This would be where your stencil would fall apart. If this was a stencil, you'd have to join all this up. You'd have to tanging, it's called. Right? But I think for the sake of this snowflake, I reckon that is going to be just beautiful. So if we do that, that looks rather nice, doesn't it? Yeah? And if you wanted to hang it together, right, then what you'd have to do is make the line, you'd have to do a line through the middle like that. See? And then that would all hang into the centre. Because this is all one piece at this point. This is all one piece. You get it? That's all hanging onto that bit, and that's hanging onto that bit. So this is all attached, 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 attached. And then if you want these bits to be attached, then you're going to have to attach them. But I'm going to leave it like that because I think I've got a bit of design license going on here. Right, pretty, isn't it? Isn't that pretty? Hey? When we take the skeleton away now, see, and I can use this again and again and again. So that's why all these skeletons on here are perfect, because now I can make really lovely, look, take that. Let me take a piece of clean white paper underneath so you can see it. There we are, look. So now I've done that, it's ready to be transferred. I can flip it over and I can transfer it, or I can copy it. And you can do that with three different sizes, for example. And I want to show you 3 different size snowflakes. Let me show you where I'm headed with this. Because when you see it, you'll be like, oh yes, that I have to try. Take that one. Take this one. This is huge, isn't it? Big, 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 big. But I could do that with it and just use that part of it in there, like that. Beautiful. Look. Right? So you could take that bit and put it in there. Bingo. Do you see what I mean? You don't have to use the whole snowflake. It's clearly a snowflake. So you could use, when you've got your 3 pieces, now we're cooking with gas. See, so you can take your snowflakes, look, that one there, take it there and there, just like that. Oh, and then a word like peace. Oh, do you get it? This is what we're headed towards. I'm just using this great big snowflake. Look, like that. Like that. Take a different shape. Just use that bit there. Like that. Ah. Oh, absolutely. Do you get why? Do you get why we needed the bauble shapes? So we've just taken one huge bauble, which didn't actually fit in one large snowflake, which didn't actually fit into any of the baubles because it was too big, wasn't it? And yet, you just use parts of it. It's partial art, not martial art, partial art. And we're just using partial art. So we're taking just that element, and it's clearly a snowflake, okay? Isn't that cool? Let me show you. I know that I did one, I prepped one to show you because I thought you'd get a buzz out of this. So what I've done here, if you take, let's see where I go with this. If I take this now, this bauble, and I'm going to use I'm going to trace it out. Okay, so you take your bauble and you use your pencil just to trace it out. Round you go. Okay. Make the artwork come to you. Hold it in place. I'm looking forward to my little cake in a minute. Thank you, Dave. We work really well together, Dave and I. You know, like really, really good business partnership. He doesn't get involved in my half and I don't get involved in his half. You know, we come together. He's very much the practical. I'm the arty designer. We come together, we work it out. It's great, really. We're very, very fortunate. I just hope we can get through this lot, you know, through this pandemic and out the other side. Like I said yesterday, we can only control the controllable. We've got a blooming good team, and he's brilliant. He's one of those people. He just gets on with it, you know. Like my brother. They just get on with it. They don't make a fuss. They just do it. They just do it, and then they show you afterwards what they've done. Right. So now I've got my bauble, which I've just traced, haven't I? Like that. And then I'm going to take my bauble. I know it's 5'2". Oh, rats. But it's all right because we're going to be doing this all week. Okay? Next week, we're going to make so many beautiful baubles and snowflakes and other baubles and, oh, you wait. Let's just indulge this, all right? And if you don't celebrate Christmas, then don't call it a bauble, call it something else. It's just a beautiful way to make art, this is. So we've got our bauble now on our tracing paper. And then what you do is, I just show you so you understand what we're on. Right, I've got that out of the way. And then I'm going to take this one, right? Or the one that where's the one that I just did this one. I've already done this. So this one here, for example, and I'll slide it underneath, like so, and then I'll decide where I want to position it on this one. We're going to bring two layers together now. We're bringing the underlay and the overlay, and we're bringing them together so that when we transfer the lot, it's actually one piece. We've grouped it, if you like, in graphic speak. We've grouped it. But we're doing this mechanically. We're doing this, you know, we're actually doing this physically rather than virtually. If you were a graphic designer Now on Photoshop you'd have layer 1 open and layer 2 open, and now you blend them both together, you fuse them, right? And we're just doing it with a pencil because that's what I call art, right? See, so now I'm going to come in and I'm going to add, and I'm ignoring the skeleton, and I'm coming straight in with my mantle or my coat. You see? So now that's becoming a part of this layer. And then I'll put this one in, and then once I've moved, then let me just show you. Then I'll move to another one, and I'll add another one, and then perhaps I'll add a third one. And even if you think, oh, it's going to be way too busy, it's way too crowded, well, you decide. You have to decide, do you want to fill the whole bauble? Do you think you need to? Or do you just want to put some around this side? Do you want to put a word in? Do you want to... You don't have to completely fill it. You can, if you choose to. Let me show you where I got to so you see. Right, look. Okay, so now I've done one, and then a little tiny bit of a little third one. If I wanted to, I could put another one in here, or I could just leave it like that and do the shading, do something, you see? If I turn it over that side, and this is the wonderful thing now, this is, for example, the front, right? If I want to transfer this as it is to watercolour paper, then I'm just going to have to, I'll kill two birds with one stone. I'll put this on watercolour paper and transfer it, right, with a soft pencil. You know, we've talked about this in the past. When you use these pencils, if you go to the B, 5B, 3B, B for black, right, the pencils, the graphite gets softer and softer and blacker and blacker and blacker. The H pencils are hard. When you want to transfer images from one to another, we've done this before. This is an HB. If I take let's go extreme. 8B. I don't want to spoil my masterpiece, but let's say, for example, this one here, if I want to just transfer this, I go over it again with a really black pencil. You can see how black it is, look, right? And then when I turn it over like this, if I take a harder pencil, this is harder, H, look. When I go back in over the top of this line, it's a simple process, but I'll get a really... Okay. That's how you transfer it. If I wanted to flip it back again, then I would use my softer pencil over the top on this side as well, and it's like back and forth and back and forth, and I can go until the cows come home. See, so then I can turn it that way, and then I can use, I think to transfer, it's usually best to use a hard pencil because you get a sharper line. But you'll see now, as I do it again, and you can use your, there you go. So you go, I've used the same side, but I've got one in reverse, reflection. So there you go, reflections straight away, right? But this is how you transfer. And once we've done this, for those of you who like shading, let me take my HB. Otherwise I'm going to get covered in. But you see, when you come in on the shading, look, I can come in here and I can add shadow. Once we've inked this, this is going to be so beautiful. Look, 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 look. See? Just add a little bit of shade through there. And straight away, this snowflake starts to really come to life. Look, just by adding a little bit of depth along there. Here we go. Look. Isn't that just glorious? Do you know how beautiful that's going to look when we finish this? Hey? So there you go. And that, my friends, is what that's where we've been headed all week, is to create that dimensional bauble. And next week we'll have more fun with that. We sure will. We sure will. And so there you go. That was 100 hours and we're not stopping anytime soon. I'm certainly going to hang out with you as long as you want to hang out with me. I think, you know, looking at the climate and looking at what's happening, we ought to stay safe, happy and creative a little bit longer, you know. And the weather's turning and we can't go anywhere really, can we? And apart from anything else, look at the skill set. You know, apart from having a purpose and a place to go, every day, I'm like, I have breakfast, I take my vitamins, I put my makeup on, I put my lippy on. If I didn't have you to come and hang out with every day at 10 o'clock, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that, you know. And it's become a working part of my life now. And I think for a lot of you, it has too. And so for that, I'm very, very grateful. So there you go. Head over to the blog and give me an hour to write it first. If you like those stickers, head over to the website claritystamp.com and treat yourself to a set of those and use them as affirmations. Put them on your mirror, put them on your windscreen, you know, put them in your wallet, put them in your purse, put them where you can see them, you know, because there's something, it's that subliminal. You can do it. You know, that's the biggest, for me personally, if I had to sum up what the SHAC, what I've seen more than anything, is a transition. It was like a paradigm shift between when we started. So many of you came in with this, I can't do this. I can't do this. Maybe it had to do with the fear, you know, this whole COVID-19. But many of you were, I can't do it, it's too difficult, I'm never going to be able to do it. My teacher told me I was rubbish, and I'm rubbish, you know. And what I've watched over the months, over the days and the weeks and the months, I've watched this shift. And I very seldom, if ever, see anybody say, I can't do it. Now you know you can do it. You know that it's achievable. You trust the process, and you know that we can deconstruct everything and then reconstruct it, and it's all really, really achievable, you know. And I think that of all the things that I've seen and all the beautiful artwork on Clarity Worldwide, that's been for me the biggest achievement, if there is an achievement. So have a fantastic weekend, enjoy your Saturday and Sunday, and I shall see you again on Monday at 10 o'clock. Steve, thank you so much for all your help. Lots of love to all of you. Stay safe, happy and creative. Bye-bye now.